REM sleep has a certain dream component in which there's no epinephrine, therefore we can't experience anxiety. We are paralyzed. Those dreams tend to be really vivid and have a lot of detail to them. And yet in REM sleep, what's very clear is that the sorts of learning that happen in REM sleep are not motor events. It's more about unlearning of emotional events. And now we know why, because the chemicals available for really feeling those emotions are not present. Now that has very important implications. So let's address those implications from two sides. First of all, we should ask what happens if we don't get enough REM sleep. And a scenario that happens a lot where people don't get enough REM sleep is the following. I'll just explain the one that I'm familiar with because it happens to me a lot, although I've figured out ways to adjust. I go to sleep around 10:30, 11 o'clock. I fall asleep very easily, and then I wake up around 3 or 4 a.m. I now know to use a NSDR, a non-sleep deep rest protocol, and that allows me to fall back asleep. Even though it's called non-sleep deep rest, it really allows me to relax my body and brain, and I tend to fall back asleep and sleep till about 7 a.m., during which time I get a lot of REM sleep. And I know this because I've measured it, and I know this because my dreams tend to be very intense, of the sort that we know is typical of REM sleep. In this scenario, I've gotten my slow wave sleep early in the night, and I've got my REM sleep toward morning. However, there are times when I don't go back to sleep. Maybe I have a flight to catch. That's happened. Sometimes I've got a lot on my mind and I don't go back to sleep. I can tell you, and you've probably experienced, that the lack of REM sleep tends to make people emotionally irritable. It tends to make us feel as if the little things are the big things. So it's very clear from laboratory studies where people have been deprived selectively of REM sleep that our emotionality tends to get a little bit unhinged, and we tend to catastrophize small things. We tend to feel like the world is really daunting. We're never going to move forward in the ways that we want. We can't unlearn the emotional components of whatever it is that's been happening, even if it's not traumatic.